Hey guys, Jan with Astro Tea. Today we are welcoming eclipse season with our first eclipse, our lunar eclipse, which is our full moon in Pisces at 25 degrees, 41 minutes. And this is a partial lunar eclipse. It's a partial lunar eclipse of our harvest full moon. And though it is only a partial, this moon is very close to the earth and is a supermoon. It's considered a supermoon, and when uncovered by the sun, it's at its brightest and most intense, hence the harvest moon. Because back in the day, before electricity, farmers would welcome that bright moon as it's like the light of it would really elongate the days and extend the harvest time, so they could work longer, reap more of the crops, and that wood is why it's named the harvest full moon. So Pisces itself is a finality. It's the last sign of the zodiac. So we see here the full moon in that opposition with the sun, and it is about to move into this is the last lunation before it moves into Aries. So this is a finality, the last sign of the zodiac before starting a new zodiac cycle, wide-eyed, like a childlike spirit of Aries starting up again and fresh. The Pisces full moons are about closing a chapter and opening a whole new one. It's really kind of unclipping what's tethering you and holding you back, just like the glyph, and it's those two fish tethered together. So it's about getting rid of what is holding you and keeping you from moving forward. Yes, you are, because this is in Pisces and we have Neptune in there as well, you are floating into an unknown future, but this would, this is the book of your life. So, this is going to a new chapter, and it would be a pretty boring read if it was just a stagnant, like sitting around in a pool and not moving along with the current and going along, because stagnant water all it does is collect debris, mosquitoes house there, and flowing water can get murky at times, yes. So you do have that buildup of murkiness and unsurety, but then it clears. It's ever changing, evolving, carving out its banks as it goes along. And this is how we should move through life. If you think about it, the murky water will clear, we'll have more clarity to release what tethers us, like those two Pisces fishes. So if you move on with confidence into that new Aries vibe that's going to be taking place. So you want to, again, sacrifice and release before moving forward. So I like to think it reminds me a lot of the devil card in tarot. So it's two people that are chained, and they have the chains around their necks, but it's a really loose chain. They're chained to the devil pretty much. So it's like they are choosing to stay because the chains are easily escapable. So, the people are choosing, this chain, and either the chain is laziness, addiction, dependence, obsession, or a fixation on something that is holding you back. So that is your tether. So that's what you want to release. So this is what you should be attempting to shed, starting with the new moon in Virgo, like we talked about back on September 2nd. And so that was preparing to shed what is unnecessary, preparing to shed what we don't need. It's just that fine tuning and that, kind of getting right back down to business and starting anew, especially because we're going to be starting the new zodiac, after this Pisces. So the sun, so we need really with this to open our minds up and allow the universe to really transmit the information we need. Are we feeling trapped? Are we feeling unfulfilled? Well, this is going to be our push forward to find that clarity and to let our intuition lead the way, because Pisces is about, that kind of smoky, you're not really sure, that murkiness that you're unclear about. But this, you open your mind up, it helps show you the way. And the sun in Virgo will help really edit out what is unnecessary, because that is focus. It's super focused, where the moon in Pisces is super kind of unfocused. So doing meditation, using the moonstone. So check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. I'll leave a link at the end of this one. And use that moonstone to really open your mind up. Check, this can help clear your mind, open it to new ideas and just things that you never would have thought of before. And it will also help calm your emotions. If you're getting a little uptight, you're getting a little anxiety about what's moving forward, use along with fluorite to cut out the murkiness, to really kind of bring yourself into a better focus and give clarity. So it can also, the moonstone can help with mood swings. Moon and the close moon that it is, the super moon, will bring a lot of intense mood swings. So high highs, lows lows. So, crying without knowing why, and just not feeling quite, just all over the place emotionally. Moonstone can help with that. So just sit and meditate on that for a little bit, and know, things are going to pass. Now, with an eclipse, it does take a little bit longer, because that is something that's going to resonate for months on. So what you're doing now is really going to last and make a difference going forward. So you want to make sure that you are taking steps in getting rid of what's holding you back, what's not good for you, what's unhealthy, and moving forward, so you have clarity to just go after what you want with that Aries vibe. So look at the other factors that we have going on. We'll add that layer and everything to this lunar eclipse. So the first thing we see is the full moon lunar eclipse is smack in the middle of conjuncting Saturn and Neptune. So the conjunction is separating from Saturn. So it encourages us to come out of exile. So if we've been kind of sitting back and kind of on the edge, kind of in, that exile mode, it's coming out of that and carving a new path forward. Saturn is about those barriers, but this is about carving new barriers and getting rid of the old and just carving that path forward. Pisces is a dreamy, intuitive, watery sign that, just floats along with the current, sometimes completely unknowing of where they're going. Directions can be foggy. That applying conjunction within 3 degrees of Neptune can really cloud things. It's clouding our judgment with a lot of smoke and mirrors, an illusion, delusion. We don't know what's real and what's not. But life can be a dream if we utilize this powerful lunar eclipse energy, because it is screaming sudden changes and huge transformations coming our way. And this is in pretty much the collective. So this is not just personally, but these are huge transformations that are coming our way. So Mercury, and here's why we're expecting this to be so huge, because Mercury will be in opposition to Neptune, which is making a beautiful grand kite. So you see this right here, Mercury right across from Neptune, and it's making a grand kite with the sun trining Uranus. So we got Uranus in down here, and then so of course that Uranus is sudden, unexpected change, and it's also trining Pluto up here. So we see that triangle. So that's a grand trine, but then boop boop, we got the little kite peeking up on top. So it's making that kite shape. So we have that beautiful aspect, very positive. So these changes are going to be in the positive. And we have these big major outer planets all changing signs. We have Pluto, we have Neptune in the next couple of years, Uranus in the next couple of years, all changing signs. So lots of transformation, things that, in our lifetimes we haven't seen before. So all this is coming our way, this total transformation in motion. So the top of the peak is that full moon and Neptune conjunction. We don't know what it's going to be. We have no idea, but this is going to be something that is going to resonate probably for the next couple of years. So we're going to see things, and what starts getting started around now and with this lunar eclipse and this full moon are things that are going to kind of all of a sudden be starting to set in stone. Might be confusing, might be unsure about it. So we do have that Neptune. It is in Pisces, but once everything kind of makes its shift, it's going to be huge changes for all of us. Mercury, we find Mercury down here, and it is like that lighthouse. So it's light in the dark that can really help lead the way. So because Mercury is at home, it's cutting through that fog and it's giving you that light. So you're not hitting the shore, but it's only giving you enough light without seeing the peripheral. So it's keeping you in focus throughout all this, you know, and it's moving away again from that Saturn, the banks. So it's keeping you safe from crashing into the rocks with that light. So, but of course, what is any eclipse without some drama? Of course, we have Jupiter, and Jupiter is down here in the sign of Gemini, and it's giving us a beautiful T-square. And I mean beautiful, I mean not so beautiful. So we have a T-square going on with the sun and the moon. So that's kind of the sour. So we have, you know, it's also trining to Venus. So that's the sweet. So we have the Jupiter Venus trine, which is sweet, but then the T-square, which is sour. So there's good, there's bad. There always is. The T-square can be overly ideological and overly confident with ideas, because you know that Jupiter really boosts things. So you could be like over the top with your thoughts and thinking that it's the greatest thing in the world. But sometimes that overconfidence and those visions, they don't really jive with the real world, because we got Saturn up there. That's really putting it to the test, and that is up there in that conjunction with the full moon. So Jupiter is squaring Saturn, and it adds tension, a feeling of being stifled, like you're trying to do this, but you are being stifled and overly structured. So that is, again, that breaking free, but then you want to do it right. You hear scratching. I think one of my cats is scratching at the door to come out. But this can bring an over-the-top mood swing. So again, full moon, we know, and a full moon and a super moon and an eclipse is all going to have our moods just all over the place. So, you know, you could also have along with the mood swings, to try and stifle them, you could have excessive food or drink, adding that in as comfort, you know, that eating depression or drinking through your depression, a tendency to be careless or over extravagant. So you could be, you know, wanting to feel better, so you could go shopping and spend too much money or something like that. Now, the moon, so these are the negatives that are going to go along with this. So, you know, it's all about kind of keeping yourself under control, and again, gaining control over yourself in this, you know, as you're going down this river and you're just floating around, you want to still be in control so that you don't lose yourself along the way. The moon then is always feminine in nature, not female per se, but feminine, and it's the feminine energy in abundance in this, because we have the Jupiter Venus trine. Venus is also square to Pluto. So, you know, although your mind, you know, might be a little bipolar, the beautiful trine with the two benefics can really help you stay optimistic. So again, these things work together to keep you from getting into that funk, to keep you from, you know, overdoing it, feeling sorry for yourself, those mood swings. It can help you be a little bit more positive. And with this nice trine, it can bring on some love in your life. So, or it just gives you that inner warm and fuzzy. The eclipse will really resonate again for a long amount of time. So if you meet somebody during this, it might not just go all, crazy all at once. It might be something that needs to build. So if you meet someone during this transit, you want to be bold. You want to go after what you want. So we do have also Mars here up in Cancer. So we have Mars in Cancer, which to me is such a Cupid kind of thing, because you think Mars and it's, an arrow really. And then you think Cupid with the arrow, but then Cupid is about love and things that you want and need and your needs and just going after your needs. And that is Mars in Cancer, is just going after what you want. If you see somebody you like, boom, pull that arrow and strike them. Don't wait for them to do it, because they might be too nervous. Who knows? You want to take that initiative and be that person that you might have been afraid to be in the past. Maybe that is what you need to let go of. Maybe you need to let go of that uncertainty, that not having the confidence to do stuff like that. But that's what you need to let go of too, really depending how all this works out in your chart. But there's a lot, too much for me to go through everything. So but that square of Venus and Pluto can show really a rise out of the ashes. So that is, you're doing something new, you're going after what you want, and you might have to get rid of something from the past that just isn't working out. And that could be maybe a job, a partnership, who knows what it could be, but you're just leaving something behind in order to go forward and rise better, more confident. And it might be a tough fall, because that is a square to Pluto, and it might be a tough fall. It might be something that just really could be devastating, really could be like that huge sacrifice that you say, like, I don't know what I'm going to do without X, without this job, without this person, without this money, without this house, something like that. But what's going to come of it is going to be better in the long run. Just open up that mind, be intuitive. The eclipse is transformative. It's a transformative moment for all of us. So let your gut, let your intuition guide you through the dark water and rise out of the ashes better and more confident, and hopefully on your way to being the person that you want to be. So please like and subscribe the video, hit that notification bell. We are getting some fun stuff coming up next week, because we are getting ready to go on vacation. So we are talking astrocartography, and I'm going to be taking y'all to Yellowstone, because me and my husband are going on our much needed honeymoon since we got married during COVID. We never got to go on one, so we're going on one. I'm taking y'all with me, and you're going to see some beautiful sights. We're going to do some really fun videos. It's going to be great. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on what you think this full moon and eclipse means for you, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.